Welcome back to another video, and today I'll be discussing the newest makeup announcements and releases. Welcome back, and after a sort of week break with the long-term content, we are back. So as I discussed a few weeks ago, I did have a work weekend in between, so that's why we had another sort of week break with the sort of longer filming content. Last time we had this, we are having now a couple of weeks bit of uneven updates because of the fact that there was one weekend that I was sick, so I wasn't able to film, and then the last weekend was sort of something that I knew was going to come because obviously I had to be in my paid work. Anyway, today we are discussing the newest makeup announcement releases, and because again it's been 2 weeks and because we are apparently on the fall season of just like all the holiday things being announced, there is quite a lot, so I will try to sort of talk through the things like, well, not as quickly as I can, but maybe trying to be a bit efficient in sort of like discussing the things and maybe just focus on a couple of things more that I am actually like interested in. But it's just like it's pretty crazy, and I am still kind of like thinking that where are all the fall releases, because I think last week it was so that I had one sort of Halloween release in the video, or like a couple of weeks ago when I did this previously, so I had one Nomad, I had the Nomad Halloween palette, but other than that we haven't seen that much fall launches, which is kind of an interesting thing that we are apparently skipping fall launches altogether. We're just going straight into holidays. I adore holiday makeup. This is something that I always discuss in my channel, so I'm not complaining, but it's just that maybe you could have a couple of fall themed things in between, because it is very holiday heavy. So I would say that if you are not interested in terms of like holiday releases and especially advent calendars, because we still seem to have quite a lot of those coming in our way, then maybe this isn't the video for you. The second video this week is going to be the Essence video, so I'll be reviewing the Essence summer, fall, winter, however they categorize this. So I will be reviewing the products. I am wearing some of the products currently from the sort of Essence seasonal update, so that will be coming later this week. But since again we have quite a lot of to talk through since we've been a bit on a break, I will just like straight move into talking about the newest launches. Okay, so let's start going through it. So first, an advent calendar. This used to be one of my favorite advent calendars, but they unfortunately don't ship this into my country anymore. So Glossybox has announced their advent calendar for this year, and Glossybox is a subscription box that I think they used to be quite widely available within Europe and also in States, but I do know that a couple of years back they actually made the decision that they are no longer shipped to, first of all, they are no longer available in US, and they have stopped shipping for quite many mainland European countries. I think you can still get Glossybox subscription in some of the bigger European countries, like I think in France and in Germany and in UK. And about this advent calendar, this is the UK version of it. So this advent calendar's content, it used to change a bit depending was it the mainland Europe version or the UK one. So I am a bit unsure, for example, that if you live in France or Germany and you can still get this subscription box and the advent calendar, a bit unsure about the content, but damn it, I wish we could get the UK version, because I do think in terms of the mixed advent calendars, in terms of the products, this is one of the better ones, considering also the pricing of this one. So this year, again, this is what I would say one of the better mixed advent calendars. So this has a pretty decent ratio of having like a bit of hair care, a bit of skin care, and a bit of makeup, and most of the products here are either good deluxe sized products or they are full sized products. Definitely the sort of like number one item in this one is the Natasha Denona face palette, or the face and eye palette that's in this one. But there are also like, for example, I do think it's quite interesting that you have this sort of rituals incense sort of room scent, I think is what these are like meant for. So that is something different. We usually see like scented candles in advent calendar, but having them like a room scent in other format, this is definitely something new. And there is also, as always, like, or there's actually also a calendar. So this is quite interesting that they're having like 2 of these sort of like decoration themed products. There's also like a product from Medic 8. I do know the Medic is a very, I think it's a quite of an expensive skincare brand, and there's also this milk scent by Commodity, which I have seen that is being quite hyped, at least amongst the sort of influencers that focus on perfumes here on YouTube. So if you live in UK and you're interested in this one, I think this is one of the advent calendars that goes just into the 100 UK pound price category. So it's not the most inexpensive, but I do think this is one of the better value advent calendars. And as I said, I'm very bummed that I'm not able to get this anymore, because they don't do this subscription service anymore in my country. But if you're able to access this, I did check on their website, you can order this to UK and also if you live in Ireland. So all of my sort of Irish people, you can also order this from the Glossybox UK website. Next one, we are going to be having a couple of more Douglas advent calendars. It seems that Douglas is doing quite a lot, and some of these are country specific because I did discuss when I discussed the origin, like the first one of the Douglas makeup advent calendars, that this is a makeup retailer that is available quite widely in different countries, but their selection does vary from country to country. So this variation is currently in Germany, and this is the Douglas Makeup Advent Calendar, and I think what this has is that just like many other makeup retailers, Douglas has their own sort of in-house makeup brand, and these are like makeup items exclusively like focused just on the Douglas in-house brand. I do think in terms of variety, this is actually quite good if you're into makeup. We have like, there's blushes, there's lip products, there's a small eyeshadow palette, we have a beauty sponge, and there's a mascara. I think you are almost able to get a full face in this one. Obviously, this doesn't have like base products, which for me are also usually a big no in advent calendars, because unless you're able to choose a calendar variation specific to your shade, it's quite hard to do a base product that can cater to everyone. I don't know about the quality of the Douglas's like in-house makeup brand, because this is not a retailer my country has. I have visited Douglas's when I've been traveling in different European countries, but I've never tried their like own makeup brand. But I do say that this could maybe be a good option if you think the quality of this sort of makeup, their own makeup brand is good and you really want a makeup heavy advent calendar, so I do think this is maybe a good choice. Then there was another variation, so this is the Douglas Luxury Advent Calendar. I am seeing, and this is also currently like available at least on their German stores. I think the eyeshadow palette is the same that is actually in the makeup calendar. I think this has a bit of a, yeah, this has more of a mix. So in this one there are makeup products, but this also, there are some nail polishes, there's a candle in this one. Apparently we're getting candle in every advent calendar this year. And then there seems to be more like hair care and maybe also like skincare products in this one. So I think this might be a good option for you, that if you don't want all makeup, you want also some other things, then this could be something to look into. But this again is something that I think you can, at least based on the description I'm reading, this is at least in like available in Germany. So maybe if you have a Douglas in your country, check that. Is this gonna be also available to you? Then I think we had a third one, and I hope this might be the last one from this brand. Yes, so this is also again in Germany, and this is the Douglas Luxury Makeup Advent Calendar, and this doesn't have, or there might actually be, no, it seems that this has like other makeup brands in it. So there seems to be some Charlotte Tilbury, there's Natasha Denona liquid lipstick, then we have a Bobbi Brown. There's a full-size Benefit mascara in this one, and we have MAC lipsticks. Some of the skincare stuff in here do seem to be more for these sort of mini or deluxe sizes, so considering that this is priced almost as 200 euros, they are saying that it's worth over 950 euros, so it's almost like close to €1,000 value. But I'm a bit unsure considering that there are a lot of smaller skincare products, that do I actually think that this is worth the money. I think from all of these my favorite might be a Douglas in-house like makeup calendar, because this one I am a bit like 50-60 about it, that is this actually worth for me. If you do like all of these products in this one, then maybe this luxury version could be worth to you, but I'm not exactly like, for me this doesn't seem to be like, maybe I wouldn't say that at least for me this would be worth 1,000 euros, but I do, but like probably when you count the prices of the individual items in this together, then you probably do get the 950 euro worth, but just as a product that I thought would be worth for me, this wasn't my favorite. Then from advent calendars to some normal releases. So NYX is releasing a new setting powder. This is the Wonder Snatch powder. And I think what is happening, so if you are seeing a lot of brands redoing, especially their powder products currently, so apparently European Union has passed a regulation that they are forbidding talc from makeup products, and I know that talc is a hot debate among the makeup community, but I don't like the fear-mongering rhetoric around it, because you can do talc products in a safe way. It is just unfortunately that a lot of the talc that has gone into cosmetics, at least especially in the past, has been one that has had asbestos, which is something that is a health hazard and it can cause cancer. cancer and all sort of other issues, but within European Union they have now made the decision that they don't want to deal with the whole that is it a safe talc or not safe talc. They just will they have forbid it altogether. So I think this is what NYX's sort of response to the fact that they are reformulating now their like powder products, and this is apparently already available in Europe. I haven't seen this yet on our NYX retailers, and this will apparently come later to the available in US. There are 8 shades altogether. There is one sort of like pink leaning shade, and then rest of these do look more like skin tone specific shades. I'm not in a need of a new powder currently. I'm very interested to see, as we are now probably going to see a lot of powders and other stuff reformulated, how their performance is going to be, but this is at least for now skip for me. But I could be maybe interested once I run out of my Catrice loose setting powder. Maybe this could be something that I would be interested to try out. So Morphe is going to be doing their redoing their lip sort of product range. So Morphe has been within last year redoing a lot of their products. I actually kind of like this release. When I saw the lipstick range of this one, I was like, dang, those are like, there's a lot of like neutral pinkish shades in this one, so that's why this is probably a winner. So this is the lip filler Hydroplump soft matte lipstick. So it's interesting that it says Hydroplump, but it's apparently also a matte finish, which could actually mean that I would like this quite a lot. There's at least 4 shades that I'm thinking that those would look very pretty. I don't need another like neutral leaning pinkish lipstick, but the range definitely is speaking to me. I also do like that it is this slimmer stylo lipstick form, so this is, especially with the deeper shades, it can make it easier for apply them, especially if you have a fair skin tone like I do. But very interested in that one. And also with the lip liners, they're also redoing their lip pencils. I do remember that the lip pencils Morphe, a lot of people have said the previous one have been good quality, so maybe these are also too. The lip pencil range goes quite well together with the lipsticks, but obviously I think this is a combined launch, so they must have like designed these around the lipstick shades. I don't need a new lip liner, but I do think for drugstore these could be a good option if they are the same quality as previous Morphe lip liners. The lipsticks though, however, if those come to our retailers, I might grab one. I don't need a new lipstick, but I would be interested to try it out. Then to Sephora advent calendars, and I'm gonna show both the UK and US variation because I just saw the US variation on my feed. So first one we're gonna talk about the UK variation. So this is the Sephora UK advent calendar, and I do kind of think that if you like Sephora brand product, this could be good. I do remember that these are usually on the pricier side. I remember last year I wasn't that impressed with the contents, but this year I do have to say like the variation are good. There's some very, what do I would say, social media hype that brands. This is again a mixed calendar, and I do say that I think this is bit maybe leaning to the skincare, hair care heavy side of it, but there are like also, there's a candle again in this one. We're getting a lot of candles, as I said. But we do have some like makeup products. There's a small Tarte palette in this one. There is one of the Gizu, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, Gizu lip oils. I think there is actually one of the Merit blushes also, which is, I don't know. Actually, I just bought it. There's actually 2 candles in this calendar. We are like very much loving candles this season. There's one of the Rare Beauty blushes. There's a MAC lipstick. MAC lipstick seems to also be a thing that we're getting on every calendar this year. But I do have to say, I think this, if you very love your Sephora brands, this might actually not be a bad deal for you. But for me, I still think, because as I said, I do remember this being a bit on the expensive side, and if I could order this, because again, this is a UK exclusive product, I still think I would not get this one. But if you do love your Sephora brand products, I think this would be a good one. Then the US variation, so this is 25-day advent calendar, and this is going to be priced at the $99 US, and it's going to be worth $269 US. Sorry, in the UK version, I will say if it says in the description. Not all of the descriptions have the value, but you can of course look them up. So looking at the Sephora version, do we have 25 products in this picture? Let's see. We might or we might not. I think I am liking the UK variation a bit more. The US variation, like, yeah, there is like a Dennis Marix blush, and we do have a Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and we do have a bit of minis, but I think I like the UK variation a bit more. I don't see, in terms of these the US variation products, these are not getting me as excited as the UK one. But I do also think that this probably, I think the UK variation is probably priced higher than 100, like is a bit maybe priced higher than this one. So yeah, but if you live in States, this is the sort of variation you're getting. Again, make your own decisions, is this worth it? But for me, I'd say I like the UK version a bit more, but I do think the UK version also might be a bit more pricey than the US one. From Advents, let's move to, again, some normal releases. So NYX is doing a collaboration with Bridgerton, so I think Bridgerton's new season is gonna be coming. I don't know if it's gonna be coming soon, but I think it's gonna be coming in the near future because we are gonna collab. I would have liked an eyeshadow palette with this one. I am surprisingly liking quite a lot of these products. I'm not necessarily gonna go run out and buy any of these, but I do think actually for NYX, because NYX always doesn't do collabs with that well, but I do think actually with this one, these are pretty decent. I am eyeing like the blush duos. I certainly don't need another blush duo, but I do think like the blush duos are nice. The lip products are also nice. I think those are their like butter lip glosses that they are staple in their line. The highlighters do look kind of nice. I like the embossing, but these are shades that would probably not suit me because it's a very sort of like deep gold shade and a deep bronzy shade, and also we get some eyeliners in this one. It's a nice sort of like collab, but I would have still maybe wished an eyeshadow palette with this one, but I'd say for NYX this was an okay. So from Suqqu, this is their winter collection. I don't think we have seen yet Suqqu's holiday collection because they are saying specifically that there's winter, and Suqqu does usually do separately like fall, holiday, winter. So I think the sort of holiday collab is still collection is still coming. There's one, the cool tone quad is looking quite nice. Actually, two of the quads are a bit cool tone leaning, and one of them is a more neutral brown. The ombre blushes, these are always my weak spot with Suqqu products. I yet still haven't bought any of them, but because I've managed to hold up. But the ombre blushes is usually a thing that with Suqqu gets me. I'd say this is an okay, but I do think we have seen these color stories like all together with the lip products and with the sort of powder products. Like it's a nice Suqqu collection, but not anything like groundbreaking from what we have seen them more previously. Kiko is apparently doing their redoing their whole glowy lipstick range, and some of these are, I think, like a product extension. So first one, I think the one that is going to be like replacing their current hydrating lipsticks are the ones that you're seeing in the picture currently. So these are, I think they're called Stylo something is the whole name. I will put the full name of the products in the description box. And aside from the sort of like glowy lipsticks, we are getting a new range of their 3D Hydra lip glosses. This is my favorite lip gloss formula aside from the Fenty gloss bombs. However, these are plumping glosses. It is good that they are putting this in a distinctive packaging, because I would not wish to pick up a plumping gloss, especially as someone who doesn't like plumping glosses, by accident. So it is good that you can definitely separate the plumping glosses from the normal 3D Hydra line glosses. I think the shades are in the sort of like plumping variation, these are more sort of glossy shades. I don't think any of the shades have shimmer, and then we are getting also 3 new lip balms. We actually had these in our retailers surprisingly quickly. So in my country we don't have Kiko stores, but we do have a couple of makeup retailers that do sell Kiko products, and we usually don't get the limited edition products, and usually also the staple line products are quite slow to come. But these had there was a full stand in our department store, and I was like that, wow, okay, that was like quick. But so apparently this is a launch that they are pushing quite hard. I'm not in a need of a sort of lip product update. My friend was actually traveling abroad and she got me a very thoughtful gift. I actually did manage to acquire recently. We're gonna discuss this, I think, in a couple of weeks time when I'm gonna be doing my haul. So my friend was traveling and she apparently visited a Kiko store, and they actually in the store did this sort of, you could get a engraving in a 3D gloss, so I now have my own personalized 3D Hydra lip gloss, which is, I was very touched about the gifts when I saw it. There was like there's like a heart engraving on the other side of the tube, and then there's my name in front of, my real name in front of it. It's a sort of this sort of deep reddish shade that she got me in, but I was very touched because I was thinking that, okay, now I have a personalized lip gloss that has my name in there, and there's the cute heart engraved in it. But yeah, that's just a side tangent. But anyway, about this launch, I'm good. As I said, I just got a new 3D Hydra gloss as a gift, so I'm good. More Advent, so this is the Next Beauty Advent Calendar. Again, this is something that is exclusively available on UK. I have actually checked because in some years this has been a pretty good Advent Calendar, but they unfortunately don't. At least they previously haven't shipped this outside the UK. In the picture you're gonna see both. I think there is one that is a bit more like skincare heavy, and then there's the one that has like makeup items in it too. I think this looks quite okay. Like, I am seeing there's a Iconic London palette. We are having, again, there is, I think there's also again more like skincare maybe in this one. There's a candle, obviously, and there are quite a few minis also. I'm a bit unsure because you can see in this picture both of the calendars, so I'm a bit unsure which products belong to which calendar, but there is quite a bit of minis in this one, so maybe this one wouldn't be my sort of #1 recommendation unless you really like all of the products in this one, but this maybe is more like mini heavy than it has been, because I do remember the Next Beauty, this in some years has been a predicted calendar, but maybe not this year. I'm not that impressed in terms of the content, but check on their website when this is going to be available, and again I do think this might be a UK exclusive, but maybe they have changed it this year. Okay, and then the most exciting part. So, Cult Beauty has revealed their advent calendars. One of these has actually sold out already, so sorry, I hope they're restocking if you're interested in this one. This is the advent calendar that usually gets most buzz in terms of the higher end advent calendars, and with this calendars, they do actually ship this outside of the UK. So, the two variation is the Classic Curation and the Limited Edition Curation. The Limited Edition one is currently sold out, but I'm still gonna go through the both. So within the Classic Curation, I think they are having more sort of, I'd say, there are some similar products in between this one, but with the limited edition one, I think the point is that they have more like limited edition releases in it. I think all the products still are products that are available, so there isn't anything like calendar exclusive items. I think most of these products are products that you can still buy separately from Cult Beauty's website. They're in the classic variation. The biggest difference is at least the Natasha Denona mini palette. So this one has the sort of, I don't remember what's the the sort of smokier variation of the mini, what's the name of the palette, but they have the one that you can do a smokier look with. And then there, I think, is some variation that one of these has some, like maybe like some different perfumes than the other one has. I actually was eyeing the classic curation of this one, thinking that maybe I could be interested in this one, but this is very expensive, so it's over, I think when they convert the prices to euros, it's almost like 280 euros. It is very like high value, but I do also think that I already watched the unboxing of the limited edition one, and I do think that while there are some products that are great value, I still think there was a bit too many minis for my taste. They do have like in this advent calendar they have these doors that have several items, and of course I love a calendar that there's a calendar door that gives me several items, but when you have sort of mini items it starts to like maybe feel that maybe we could have gotten one good full-size product instead of having like several minis that you don't necessarily get that much use out of per product. In the limited edition variation, the sort of Natasha Denona palette that is included in this one is the pastel palette. Also, I think the Huda Beauty, not Huda Beauty, but the Kayali fragrance that is included is different in the limited edition one versus the classic one. And what else? Again, I think some of the fragrances might be, as I said, are a bit different, but there are like some similarities and some differences. As I said, this limited edition curation is the one that is currently sold out, and hopefully Cult Beauty will restock it because apparently this was the more popular one. Last time when I checked, the classic one was still available, but again, go check on their website about this. But I think for us international audiences, this is one of the better like high-end. I would still say that if you are looking for a good high-end calendar that gives a lot of variety, this Cult Beauty one, it's quite hard to beat, but I would have just like maybe rather than having doors that have these several minis, I would have rather have doors that would have like full-size products, but that's just like my personal opinion about this one. Victoria Beckham Beauty is announcing a new foundation, so this is apparently the first foundation in her line. Yeah, I think that's true. I think the range doesn't have so far foundation. And I think this looks to be more one of these like liquidy foundations. This is usually something that we see from quite a lot of high-end brands, that they do these more liquidy type of foundations. Victoria Beckham Beauty is something that is not like, I do think they do nice products, but they are quite expensive, and for me none of the products yet to this date have made me that, oh, I want to buy something from her. But if you are a fan of her brand, then maybe look into this foundation. We have Kryptein Cosmetics has launched Welcome to Emerald City, and actually this is when I said that we have seen like quite a lot of like holiday releases. This is actually another like Halloween release. This goes to the more like murky side of Halloween products, so this is a very grungy green grey leaning palette. I do think there are some individual cool shades. Some of the like more purple leaning shades in this one do look kind of cool, but I did look at the swatches of this one. They are already available, so it is the majority still like, if you like your grungy greens, I think this would be a perfect Halloween palette for you, but for me, I think this isn't quite exactly it in terms of grungy palettes, but I do think there are some very nice shifty shades in this one, so if you do like Kryptein Cosmetics and you're waiting for a Halloween palette from them, this is going to be coming soon. So another OK Beauty box is launching a advent calendar. This I think is quite again what I would say a mini heavy calendar. I'm not seeing a lot of full size products in this one. I'm a bit unfamiliar about the subscription box of this one, that what kind of products you usually get, but I would say this is quite of a meh. I'm not seeing a lot of things that are like attractive to me, but this should already be, yeah, I think this is already available now, so you can get it. They are saying that it's worth over 600 UK pounds, but I'm kind of thinking that there's a lot of minis in this one, so for me this would be a skip. Then a advent calendar that I was actually quite like excited about, but then it was kind of meh once this was launched. So apparently LookFantastic is having some kind of anniversary year, and they were hyping this up that it's gonna be extra special, but I'm actually thinking that it's not as good as their last year one. Their last year calendar had, for example, a Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette in it, which made it kind of extra special, but this one, they are having a palette, but it's the Makeup Revolution Iconic palette. This is one of the better eyeshadow palettes that Makeup Revolution has. I will give them credit that if you are gonna put a Revolution palette in the calendar, this is a very good palette to put in, but otherwise it is still compared to I think the items that were in it last year, this is not, it's not like wowing me. I do think that aside from the Revolution palette, like some good products, like, yeah, okay, we have another MAC lipstick in this one, another candle, there is a Sol de Janeiro scent, and I think we are getting a full-size Iconic London setting spray, but yeah, considering that they were hyping this up quite a lot, I'm not that impressed in it, but you can already get this on the UK website, but I was checking the sort of European website, and unfortunately there you couldn't at least order this yet, but I think if you live in UK and you're interested in this one, you can order this from their website. And this I think goes to the category of calendars that goes around. This is 105 UK pounds, and they're saying it has over 655 pounds worth of product, but yeah, I think it's an okay, but I think the last year variation was a bit better. So Estee Lauder has announced their sort of gift set. So this is the Blockbuster gift set that they release every year. This is always the gift set that I say that if I would magically win a lottery or get tons of money suddenly, this is something that I would get for my mother as a holiday present. But unfortunately, I'm not swimming in money. I don't have unlimited budget. So I think again this year my mom's still not gonna get this one. But if we come to that, I will tell when the year comes that I'm able to get this to my mother. So this is worth over 427 UK pounds, and I do think this is actually quite nice. I think the eyeshadow palette is actually like, it's a basic neutral palette, but it's looking a bit nicer than some of the palettes they had in previously. They also do have a stick blush in this one, which is kind of a new product. And then you get quite a few like Estee Lauder skincare products. This would be a perfect gift for an Estee Lauder lover, but you definitely have to like your Estee Lauder products. For someone who maybe uses like only one product from them, this probably isn't worth the money, but to an Estee Lauder fan, this would be perfect. And as I said, if I would win a lottery or somehow get €1 million into my bank account, this is something that my mother would absolutely get for her Christmas present, but we're not there yet. So Lancome is releasing something quite interesting. So this is a sort of double-sided concealer. So apparently this is the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Dual Fix Iconceal and plus highlighter, an innovative double-sided concealer in a luminous matte formula. So far we're having only 4 shades. We're not. Please say that we're getting more. Is this another Asian exclusive launch? Please. Like even I think Lancome has like. Even with Lancome we do have deep shades. Why are we only getting 4 shades of this one in the launch? I'm confused. This is kind of an interesting concept. I think it's the others are like meant to maybe color correct or something. So I am in principle interested in this one, but please say we're getting more shades than 4 shades. This is like outrageous if there's only like 4 one. This is gonna be apparently available on September or so this year. So actually this should be launching in this month. So we shall see. Hopefully we get more than 4 shades, but I do kind of think this is quite of an interesting. So it's meant to like conceal effectively like redness and pigmentation, dark circles and highlights, adds volume on a natural glow. Adds volume and natural glow to the face. How isn't necessarily a good thing to have volume on a face. I think if it's meant to like make your skin look maybe plumper and healthier, but adding volume to the face, that sounds kind of that's an interesting marketing claim. I'm very curious to see some of maybe luxury reviews review this because yeah, I'm curious, but at the same time, please Lancome do more shades. We have to do more than 4 like fair shades in this one. Beauty Corp has released their advent calendar for this year, so this is a UK sort of indie brand. I actually looked at the advent calendar they did last year and I would have liked to order it, but unfortunately you couldn't ship this outside the UK. Beauty Corp is a brand that is available now on Bookshop and you have been able to get them also on Beauty Bay, but the advent calendar was only exclusive to their website last year. Maybe this year if they could get the calendar on Bookshop, because I do think like this would be an interesting brand to try because it is a UK based like indie brand and they do have quite a good variation of like, there's like skincare, but they do also do a full range of makeup. And I do think actually in terms of makeup items, like we have some, there seems to be a glowy blush, we get a full on eyeshadow palette, we actually do seem to get full size like brushes, which is also something that beauty brands used to not be too good at, because we used to for the longest time get like these mini sized brushes in a lot of advent calendars, and I think most brands have now fixed this because people were giving a lot of negative feedback about it, but with them I'm giving credit that we're getting full size brushes. And there's like a good variety of makeup products, and I would be even maybe interested to try out the skincare products. Like, sure, I'll test new skincare if I get it in a calendar format. This is gonna be priced at 80 UK pounds, so this is also very affordable. It's worth over 250 UK pounds. The Beauty Corp is also not that expensive in terms of like indie brands, so yeah. I hope this comes available on Bookshop or Beauty Bay or some retailer that I can at least get this one, because this could be something that would be interesting and it would give me an opportunity to try out a new brand. So this actually goes to the category of better advent calendars this year. So Lancome's holiday beauty box is coming also, and I think the content of this one is much better than their advent calendar, I will say that. This has the famous coffee themed palette. This palette never came to our retailers, which I am very salty about, because we usually are pretty good at getting like also like limited edition stuff from Lancome. Am I gonna buy the full beauty box? Because this beauty box, this definitely will come to our retailers, because so far all of these Lancome beauty like holiday sets have come in our retailers, so I'm trusting that this will also come. But am I gonna pay the beauty box price to just get the eyeshadow palette? Crazier things have been known to happen, but I think I will have to still say no, because I do remember that usually this sort of a gift set, because this has quite decent amount of full-size products, this usually goes around €200 mark, so it is expensive, and maybe I don't think €200, like, because I would then have to also use the skincare, and the Lancome skincare in terms of formulations isn't something I'm too interested to use, but dang, we shall see. But I will, like, as I said, I'm salty that the coffee themed palette never came to our retailers, because I'm still like, I will still be like ready to buy this even though the hype of this one has already died down, but yeah. This will probably be coming to retailers very soon, because we are seeing a lot of the holiday launches quite early. Some indie, so this is going to be the new palette from Doodles by the Bunny and from Gourmande Girls, and this is apparently going to be a spooky season palette. So this is quite summery. We did see this summer quite a lot. So this again has this sort of green color story with a twist dated sort of pinks and purples. Which again we have also seen that has probably been done also a couple of times. I mean, I would say it's a nice, very bright palette. I can kind of understand that they went to the like spooky theme, but this is still giving me more summer than spooky season. But if you like something brighter for fall and the Halloween season, maybe this could be a good... I mean, Gourmande Girl quality has been a bit hit and miss. I haven't like been that interested in buying their palettes because one of the palettes that I got from them was pretty good quality. It was the Serious Outdoor collaboration. Then I got the Peach palette last year and that wasn't that nice quality, so it seems they're a bit hit and miss. But if you like this color story, I think this is already available on Gourmande Girl's own website, and I think Monolith Shop is gonna have their September launch at the end of September, so I think it's gonna be on the 29th, so we will have to wait a bit. But I think Monolith Shop said that the glosses and the palettes and I think the highlighters, those are gonna be coming to them. I don't think, because the gloss range of this one was pretty extensive, you can see only a couple of the shades in this picture, but I think that if you buy buy from their website, there was quite a few gloss shades. I'm not a bit unsure, are we gonna get all the glosses to the Monolith launch, but we're probably gonna get at least some of the shades. Makeup Forever is doing something a bit artistic, so I think this is something maybe them going back to their roots, because Makeup Forever I think used to be this sort of makeup artist focused brand, but they have been now, I think a lot of their releases have been catering more towards average makeup consumers. So we get this sort of SFX color palette, and then we have this sort of potted, I think these are like meant to be all over face shades. One of them seems to be quite a nice sort of pink to green multichrome shades. I don't need this from Makeup Forever, but I think if you want like their quality and you've been waiting for more of these like SF artistry effects kind of products from them, then maybe this could be something to look into. But for me, this is a skip, and they are also a bit harder brand for me to get, so that's also why I'm not that interested in this one. Charlotte Tilbury's holiday palettes have been launched, so I think these are not gonna be the last of them. We're probably still gonna see like gift sets and other things that she usually launches, but we are getting like a full like face palettes this year as her holiday like exclusive item. So far there seems to be one variation that is more to the fair skin, and then the other one that is maybe meant for like maybe tan to deeper. I don't think the deeper, I think even I could get away using the deeper palette. So with that one we're going to be putting a bit of a question mark to how deep our skin that works. But the fair one, that is definitely like, I can definitely say that that's geared towards people like me. These are nice, but are we maybe a bit over? Because Charlotte Tilbury, there was a point when she did quite a lot of these face palettes, so I'm perhaps not maybe running out to buy these. These are currently going to be $69 each, which is I think pretty typical price of when you consider the other face palettes she has launched. This is going to be launching on September 25, so it's going to be at the end of this month. So I kind of like the sort of pinkish. Obviously Charlotte Tilbury does a lot of pink, so it's a like in terms of shades it's something that I think I would like, but I think I'm not gonna be running out to buy these. I think I hope there's gonna be like a 9-pan holiday exclusive palette, because I do think some of those have been like okay, but maybe as a face palette, not maybe that into these ones. We have also seen now the full range of Clé de Peau's holiday collection. I did sneak peek a couple of things in my last video, but I was kind of right guessing that that wasn't everything. So these should now be the all products. So I think there is one of their, I think is that one of their maybe beauty cream, like, yeah. So there's one of their like, one of their face creams and one of their serums. Then I guessed right, there is lipstick in this one and a limited edition packaging, and then we are having the highlighter and the eyeshadow quad. I will still say what I said in the last video, I absolutely adore the packaging. I do think the packaging reminds me maybe a bit more spring makeup than holiday makeup, but I will allow it because I still think this is very beautiful. But none of these items in terms of shade variations is something that I want to run out and get, and especially pay the Clé de Peau prices, because these are gonna be very expensive. But so far in terms of the most beautiful packaging, I think this will take the price so far from the holiday launches. Moira is launching more blushes. I think we have seen a lot of blush launches from Moira recently. So there's gonna be more blushes, altogether 8 shades in the picture. I think you're gonna see 4 that I'm gonna show. I do at least like the shades that I'm currently seeing. They are very pink leaning shades, so no surprises there that I'm liking them. And I think these might be blend like silk for that soft luminous flush. So it's a more of a luminous finish, which if it's like a more satin luminous, I can deal with it, and these don't seem to be the glittery type of blushes, so I think I could maybe like these. These are pretty, but I'm not in a sort of super need of a new baked blush. But if you have been waiting for baked blushes at a more inexpensive price points, Moira's quality is pretty good, so maybe look into these ones. Fenty is releasing some new lip gloss, Fenty Gloss Bomb shades, and one of these shades is available on our retailers, and unfortunately one shade that I would have liked is apparently truly an Ulta exclusive, at least so far. So there's two new shades in this one. There's the one that is a more of a, what I would say, a cool tone brown shade, and then there's the sort of orangey shade, but apparently this sort of orangey shade, what is the name of this one? Gimme Space. It has like extra sparkles in it, and if you give me lip gloss with extra sparkle and it's a Fenty Gloss Bomb gloss, then I'm gonna be going like that. Yes, I will buy that, even though I have plenty of Gloss Bomb glosses in my makeup drawers, and some of them I haven't even opened yet. So I'm still hoping that the Gimme Space shade that would come to also other retailers aside from the US Ulta, so the rest of us could get it, but maybe also if they could do more shades. I'm not super fan of this sort of orangey gloss shades, but in a more pink leaning shade that could be pretty awesome. We shall wait and see, but it seems that the Rose Amber, which is the more cool tone brownish leaning shade, as I said, that seems to be more widely available, because as I said, I saw this also on our retailers, but we shall see if we will get also the Gimme Space shade, because I think that is truly a very beautiful shade. So Kiko's advent calendar, I don't think, or I don't know are these all of the products, but I think we are getting good idea what's going to be in this one. Kiko, because it's a, like they do have skincare, but it's a primarily a makeup brand, so this is going to be the more makeup heavy calendars. There's some nice things. Oh dear, are they going to put another contour stick? This was a pretty bad choice last year, because they only put like contour stick that had one shade, and I think it wasn't that deep of a shade, and I think a lot of influencers weren't liking the fact that they put one contour shade that was supposed to suit all. We're giving minus points for, because I know, knowing Kiko, and they have some work to do in terms of catering different shade ranges. I am not liking, because I am looking at the contour stick in the picture and it's already looking pretty fair. We are getting also, there's an eyeshadow duos, there are some lip products. I don't think the packaging is looking too holiday-esque, because usually they have put in some of their sort of limited edition holiday packaging already to the sort of contents of the advent calendar, but the packaging so far seems to be more sort of their like main like baseline product packaging, so that is a bit surprising. This is kind of depending on very much on the price that would this be worth. Like I would maybe want to get this calendar 1 year, but in previous years these contents haven't been that impressive. But so far, I mean, there are some like nice looking items in this one, but maybe a bit disappointed in the fact that we are not seeing. Or maybe is it so because I'm looking at the eyeshadow duo, for example, and that seems to have a frosty white packaging, so maybe is the eyeshadow duo an indication what kind of packaging we are getting from the holiday stuff this year. So it would be a frosty white themed packaging. We shall see, because usually Kiko's holiday collection, that usually they don't announce that until November or at the end of October, but yeah. Keep your eyes open. I think this is going to be available on their website at the end of September, so you should be able to order this during this month if you're interested in this one. I'm going to put this to a category that so far it seems okay. This seems an okay in terms of like being in a makeup calendar. However, I'm not digging the fact that they are putting in a very fair shaded contour in this one, so because that is definitely not going to suit everyone. Guerlain has also, or their holiday release has been, or holiday launch has been shown. I do have to say the packaging is very, very holiday blinding. It's this sort of very bright yellow gold thing, yellow gold themed. With the eyeshadow quad, I'm questioning that we have seen this from Guerlain before. Lipsticks and the meteorite pearls, again, these are very stable products. I'm gonna put this in terms of packaging to the category of one of the best holiday packaging, even though this sort of very bright yellow gold is not, it's holiday packaging for me, but I can see this being a holiday packaging to someone. In terms of what's inside the packaging, maybe not such a big a fan, but I do have to give them credit, the packaging is very eye-catching. Then we're going to be having a couple of more advent calendars and then we're going to be done. So first one, Sculpted by Aimee, which is a Irish-based makeup artist brand. I got into this brand when I was visiting Dublin last year, and I did get some products from the brand, and so far I was quite impressed with the quality, at least with the face palette that I still have from them. That has been a very convenient palette for travel. So their advent calendar has been revealed. I think this is again a 12 product advent calendar, and this is going to be 99 euros, and they're going to be promising value of 235 euros. So it's not the most, probably not the most best value when you think that there's only 12 doors and it's almost like 100 like euros still. But I do think that this is a bit better than the last year's variation. So I think this year they are having, there's like 8 full-sized and 5 like exclusive, so I think the exclusive might be like deluxe sizes or some, or sorry, math is not matching up because that would mean 13 products. So there's 8 full-sized products and 5 of the products from the whole 12 products are exclusive to calendar. That's always nice when we see calendar exclusive items. And so I'm thinking if there's 8 full sizes, therefore rest 4 are gonna be deluxes or minis. I did check the contents. I actually think this year the content is better. Last year's calendar, I think there were quite a lot of deluxe sizes, and also the fact that it was quite skincare heavy. But this year I think there was a bit more even ratio of skincare and makeup products. I could be maybe... Do I like this brand enough? You can, because this shipped from Ireland. I don't have to pay because it's obviously from another EU country. Like I could get it without any extra fees, and this goes to the maybe list. It is because it is a 12-day calendar. It's still not going to be, as I said, the best of the value considering that it's 99 euros. But I do think that if you like this brand particularly and the items that are included this year, I don't think this is necessarily a bad choice as an advent calendar, especially if you only want a 12-day variation. Last one, so this is the Asos advent calendar, and again I'm thinking that the last year's one was maybe a bit better than this year's, but I think from the more inexpensive one, so this is apparently worth over 400 UK pounds, and in terms of pricing I think this goes to the 100-esque UK pound calendar, so it's not the most expensive, but I don't think it's also the most inexpensive one. There's like a few full-size things. There was like the Makeup Revolution Marble Blush. We have a Charlotte Tilbury Magic Wand in this one, the Kiko Milano gloss, and also again I think we are seeing a MAC lipstick, because again MAC lipstick in every calendar. And then we do have like deluxe size products in this one, but because this isn't the most expensive of the calendars, I am willing to a bit overlook the fact that we are getting some deluxes and minis. I think for a mixed calendar this is an okay. Obviously they are advertising this as a beauty and body advent calendar, so it's quite good already that they're advertising this kind of that, okay, you're gonna get some beauty products but there are also some body care products. I think if this is available to you and you are kind of like in the variation the products has, this might not actually be a bad value because it's still a full 24... There's 26 products, so I assume we are having some double doors in this one, but I think this is 24-day calendar technically. Okay, the price is also in this. It's 98 US pound UK, sorry, 98 UK pounds, so this just goes to the 100 UK pound mark. So yeah, I think if you if you like the items in this one, this isn't the worst value you can get, especially with the cost. And considering that this is priced similarly than the Sculpted by Aimee calendar, but you are still getting like 2 times basically more product than this one. That was sort of my makeup news video for this week. Comment down below what you think about the launches in this week's video. As I said, we had a lot of like advent calendars. Could we maybe now like, I love my makeup advent calendars, but could we maybe like considering now that we have seen them all. What were sort of my top favorites? I don't think we had any launches that I was like super excited about. As I said, the Lancome Holiday set with the infamous coffee themed palette, that's something that's probably going to be haunting my dreams, but I still think that if that is something that's going to be available in our country, I'm not going to buy the whole holiday set because that's usually, as I said, being pretty expensive item just for the one palette. There's better ways to put my money towards in terms of holiday launches. If you like this video, push the like button, subscribe to the channel, or ring the bell button if you want to get notifications from future content. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Hedgehog on Instagram. I hope I see you in another video. Bye bye!